All right. I think we're live finally.
Matrix Money Thursday.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Normally
Change it
it's Matrix Money Tuesday. Yes. Oh man, yeah. It's been a little bit of a week here for the Matrix Money podcast, but
Yes,
there you go. Welcome everybody. I can see the notifications starting to go out. Perfect. Listen, just to start off with, there's a poll if you're on YouTube, any of the YouTube channels, to asking, will President Trump pardon SBF? That's going to be the last thing we're talking about today. So make sure you take part in that poll. Jar, how's it going, bud? How's things?
I'm good. Just so people know, the reason why we didn't go live on Tuesday is because I was sick, but I'm better now. So
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little recovery in there.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So we got a few things going on today. How are you doing, CCM?
Just kind of grinding along. That's it seems just like the grind this week versus like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting everything I want to do accomplished. But that's my problem,
That's how it goes, bud. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's life.
Exactly. Man. Let's see. I'm not even sure if anybody's here. Hey, I know I can see people, lurking in the background. Jump on into the chat. Say hey. Appreciate you all being here. But we got some stuff to cover tonight. We're going to be talking about JPMorgan Chase. Actually, not just them. A bunch of coalition of banks that are basically going to try and, how do I say this, cryptoize themselves without using crypto. And we're going to talk about the flaw that was found in Zcash. And like I mentioned, we are going to go and talk about SBF and his request for a pardon. Let's see. Jasper Gray, welcome. Appreciate you being here.
Welcome.
And what's that? Fundra? Did I get that right? No, Fushara. Welcome.
Welcome.
Appreciate you both being here today.
Just getting a couple things open there, CCM. Might take a second here.
Let's see. Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. I'm just clicking around. I got all kinds of things flashing at me right now. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a week here on Matrix Money.
It's been a week.
But we're gonna get through this, dagnabbit. Because we have to get through all this, and we got to push through because our 100th episode is closing fast. It's August 4th.
August 4th, 100 episodes for Matrix Money Podcast. That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
For a while there, I wasn't sure where this is going, and now it's fairly consistent, except for, the odd hiccup here and there. Literal hiccups sometimes. But we're there. Yeah, we're going to be hitting 100 on August 4th.
Jar, I've resigned myself to the fact after all these live streams that hiccups are just part of the game.
Yeah. Like we talked about during your 2-year anniversary, right? It's just like there's a lot of bumps on the road and you just sort of have to roll with it, which is exactly what we've been doing.
I mean, things have gotten smoother here, I think, since we relaunched this whole scenario, a year ago, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. And even, hey, listen, as smooth as it gets, folks, there's still plenty of bumps in the proverbial road. That's all I'm saying. Now it's a show. Andy's
it's not a show.
There we go. Sure. And listen, Andy keeps us honest because if we say something wrong, she makes sure we know it. And that's it. Yeah, see? And she says it right here. Yep, absolutely. And we appreciate that because, not for nothing, we don't always get it right. And yeah.
But we try.
Yeah, we do try. Well, Jar, what do you say?
Yeah,
Will we get into this first piece or what?
Let me pull it up there. All right. So this is about some major banks in the U.S. I've heard of a few of them. JPMorgan, Bank of America, Citibank are going to start their own blockchain offensive narrative that's happening right now. Now, this is going to be a little bit different from the typical blockchain. And maybe you can dig in a little bit into the difference between the two.
Well, I mean, to start straight off, this isn't about decentralization. It's not even really about blockchain. In my opinion, it is about them trying to front run what is coming with regard to stablecoins. Again, we're going to get into this as we discuss everything, but in the US, we've already seen the Genius Act. Right now in Congress, they're battling through the Clarity Act, all crypto related regulations here in the United States, right? And we've seen these big banks in particular, JPMorgan Chase. I'm quite frankly sick of seeing Jamie Dimon out there, bashing crypto and Bitcoin and every other dang thing. But it is what it is. This particular blockchain right here is not an open source blockchain. This is specifically for these banks. Basically, they're targeting institutional clients, which makes complete sense, right? It's not meant for the me's, the you's, the retail people. But we're going to talk about somebody who's trying to launch the same thing for us retail people as we keep going here. See, told you Andy keeps us honest. Bam, right there, permission blockchain. Okay, Andy, listen, it's all you. Come on in here.
So what exactly is the core motive here for them to set up? Because they're obviously trying to play catch up. It seems like they're trying to play catch up.
Yeah, we understood agentic. Yeah. Yes, we got you, Andy. Well, yeah, of course they are. Well, I mean, to some degree.
Yeah,
I've put out so much because again, I've been here a while. And after so many years, I think it was in 2017, 2018, I really started talking about how these banks were already building the infrastructure on the back end. And a lot of that, you started seeing little bits and pieces about that as they started working with people like Visa, MasterCard, and so on to test these systems ahead of time. And again, something we're going to talk about as we continue to go through. JPMorgan Chase basically going and launching their own coin back in 2019, the JPM coin. And now to update that for those who don't know, November of last year, they actually that was a private coin, okay, the JPM coin, but they made it public, using my air quotes, by putting it on Base. So that came at the end of last year. So, and I love Andy. Yes, they're trying to put lipstick on a pig. Exactly right.
Kind of pretty, right?
Yep, exactly right. And anyway, so that's the, I guess, nutshell, and in my opinion, the motive with it. But I mean, or at least part of the motive, because I think a lot of this has to do with the legislation that's coming, Jar.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
If they can show Congress and enough people in Congress that, hey, man, we can still do it. We've got all the inroads to everything. Why change the entire system? We can do it better because we're building it better.
Yeah. I mean, we already exist. We control majority of the money anyways, with just stick with where everything is and kind of play that role.
Exactly.
It's a wall guarded scenario, right?
Thank you. Exactly right. And I mean, I guess I don't blame them to some degree. Okay, here we go. Sympathy for Jamie Dimon, right? I'm going to just pull this off so we can chat a little bit, John.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, sympathy for Jamie Dimon, not really, but I guess, they're trying to defend their ground, right? They could just use Canton Network. You're right about that. They won't just use Canton Network. I mean, let's be honest, or any other blockchain for that matter. I mean, if somebody was intruding on your territory, would you defend it, Jar?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, especially if you've been there for over 100 years and you've been pretty much entrenched into society. You're going to be doing something. You're not just giving that up.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's about as much sympathy as Jamie Dimon, Bank of America, JPMorgan Chase, Citi, pick a big bank is going to get from me. That's literally about it. Do I want to see them just go the way of the dinosaur? Absolutely. You ain't going to hear me say otherwise, because you want to know what? Since they've been in business, but they've been doing nothing but robbing us blind. Let's be
well, I'm gonna just maybe pop your bubble a little bit right now.
Oh no!
Do you realistically see this going any other direction but their direction?
I'm not sure. What are you referring to? Like the legislation?
I'm talking about the narrative of the banking system. I don't believe is ever going to change. I think it's going to stay in place by all means necessary. If it's going to be through regulation, they're going to find a method that's going to work, and they're going to push it through regardless. Oh,
when there's enough pain,
there you go.
People are going to want to know why there's so much pain. And when that happens, well, obviously she agrees with you.
Yeah, well, okay, it's just kind of it's sort of the way things are working out right now. There's going to have to be a complete collapse of society for that to actually change any direction.
Well, exactly.
I mean, we're not far from it, but I mean, we might still have another 20 years to go before that happens. I don't know.
Here we go, especially in Canada, John. No.
Yeah, just watch the dominoes fall here first.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the Canadian banking system as we talk through this a little bit more. But honestly, Jar, I do believe eventually. Now, if you ask me to put a timeline to it, well, I don't know, because I'm with you. I think they're going to kick that can down the road as absolutely long as possible. Yeah. So, and yes, Andy for the win. There you go.
Peer-to-peer. Yep, can do it. That definitely works. A little bit of a hurdle, and you have to be somewhat knowledgeable to do this as well. I don't know if the average Joe's going to be doing peer-to-peer thing. So yeah, there you go.
Andy with the jokes. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry, Jar. What were you saying?
No. I was just talking about peer-to-peer payments because the idea and the concept is great, but implementing it and actually using it on a regular basis seems to be a little bit more trivial for some people. Yep.
Now, this obviously, okay. I believe personally that these rails are already in place. However, they don't plan a launch of this system, according to them, until the end of 2027 or mid 2027. So we'll see what happens with that, and if any of this legislation gets through before then. I mean, we're pushing midterms here in the U.S., so to say that the Clarity Act has got any kind of an easy road ahead of it, not the case. And not for nothing, again, I probably should have put that poll in there too. Do you think the Clarity Act's going to make it? And I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to lie, Jar. I'm really not feeling it. And part of me is okay with that, to be honest. I'm just saying, because that what's in there is in the interest, for the most part, of the current system. So anyway, now I said they're going to launch this, or they're planning to launch this mid-end 2027. But remember, a minute ago, I mentioned there's another set of banks trying to launch one for retail investors. And again, links to everything we're talking about is in the description. But this group of, regional banks, and there's 5 major regional banks that are trying to pull this together. So whether you know them or not, put a 1 in the chat if you deal with any of these regional banks. Huntington Bank, First Horizon, M&T, KeyCorp, or Old National. Okay. They are putting together the same thing, but for retail investors. So it's something that you and I can access and utilize, which makes a whole lot more sense when you think about the total, what's the word I want, Jar? Like, amount of people to use it. I'm having a brain cramp. My brain is it's done. But anyway, So that makes a lot more sense to me. You got a bigger base. That's the word I was looking for. User base. That's the word.
Yep.
Anyway, and they're building this particular blockchain. It's going to be private permissioned, obviously, but it's going to be built on Providium. And I don't know if Jar has that ready.
I'm going to switch over. Yep. I'm going to pop up here.
And again, links are in the description. You can go ahead and check it out on your own. There you go. And they basically, it's ZK rollup, ZK Sync team. And so you're talking, there's privacy built in here, which you need with regard to banking and financial transactions, right? And here's the other thing. Remember, I know we've talked a couple of different things, like, for example, with the Genius Act, which is primarily around stablecoins, their classifications, et cetera, but this is FDIC insured deposits on the blockchain.
It is. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. That was actually going to be my question.
And that is kind of a big deal, except for the fact that it's on a private blockchain, not a public blockchain. You know, in my opinion. Jar, I've been doing all the talking. You got any thoughts about this? I just kind of just keep rambling.
Yeah, no, and I prefer that because this is sort of an area that I'm not well versed in at all, especially when it comes to regulation and the rules that come along with this. Being insured is actually what I was wondering, because you have a lot of local banks. I think it's, in order for you to operate, you'd have to be FDIC insured. Is that right?
Yeah, that is a requirement of any banks that have the charter for retail banks. FDIC insurance up to I think it's 250,000, okay. and for deposits and that kind of thing. I let's put it this way: even with that insurance, if there were a major bank failure, that there's no chance they're going to cover all that. And that's actually something I kind of wanted to discuss, but I want to wait, because I really want you to get into like the Canadian banking system a little bit, because I think it'll prove kind of my point, where this whole scenario that they're trying to do here, because, okay, in order for this blockchain that JPMorgan Chase, Citi, all those guys are putting together, they're using a clearinghouse to make these transactions take place. Oops, there goes my alarm to remind me something. Hang on, dismiss. Come on. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, and think about the point of failure that creates. That is a huge point of failure.
Okay, so
and go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Okay, so we're talking about banking systems, and you have a lot of options in the United States, and we have some options over here. But we have our own banking cartel run by basically 5 major banks. And they've been dominant and quite resilient over, I don't know, the last close to 100 years, until the pandemic. Things started to fall apart during the pandemic. But there's 5 banks that we have, the big 5, at least that's what they're called: RBC, TD, Scotiabank, BMO, and CIBC. They're national banks they operate around. We also have local banks and smaller institution union banks that we have as well, that are alternatives. They don't offer a lot of the options that you would, especially when it comes to mortgages. They're a lot more limited in that case. But because it's like a hyper concentrated system, it's easier to enforce rules across the board that we've seen before, especially when they're tightly connected with the government itself. We had a few issues during the pandemic with the truckers protest, and those rules were enforced and implemented fairly quickly with freezing accounts and so on. Now, if you take that and you transfer it over into a digital coin, it's just like a couple keystrokes and all of a sudden accounts are frozen for indefinitely, or reversed, or whatever they're going to program it with. But it's pretty scary, the amount of control and power that they have.
No argument. And especially, I mean, unless I'm misunderstanding, it seems like the Canadian banking system is a lot more centralized, for lack of a better word, than the US system.
Definitely. Just by sheer numbers alone, right? The dominant 5 control over 90% of the market. So just with that alone, you can see how tightly knit everything is.
Now here we also have, beside regional banks, which actually do have, yes, the major banks like we've listed, JPMorgans, the Wells Fargos, Bank of America's, all of them, they control what would be considered the lion's share. But the regional banks here have a considerable amount of influence still. And we also have stuff here, credit unions. I don't know if you have that in Canada.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yep.
And now, how do you see those filling into this? Like, I know you're saying 90% for your big five, but like, is
there's still
that way?
That's 10% left for everybody else, including the.
So that's legit. Everybody else is the other 10%. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And trying to get approved from a loan from one to the other. The variations of the results are so limited as well too. So the union banks, you will be able to get some sort of you'll be able to operate with them. I don't think you'd get the same opportunities that you would with one of the big fives. It just seems like you're a lot more limited in terms of, especially when it comes to mortgages.
So now, what do you think, Jar? Do you see your big five? Might as well take the big five, seeing they control literally 90%. Do you see them falling in line to doing something similar to what JPMorgan's doing and all these other
100%,
banks?
100%. They're in bed with the government. I can see everybody blocking in step. I think these world banks in general are quite well. Okay, so you have to also think about our prime minister as well. He comes from the banking industry. He was served as the, I believe he was the head of the Bank of England. Then he served here in Canada as well. And the ties are just like incestual. They're just there. So I can see whatever happens in the United States with this blockchain conversion will definitely happen over here if it doesn't happen here first, because we're already implementing some changes right now.
Well, damn, Jar, because we're already planning on it in 2027.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen there first, boy, that's not optimistic at all.
Well, this is the thing, right? When the rollouts happen, they happen with very little announcements. So they're already being implemented without us really understanding what they're able to do. Like the stablecoins that we had talked about a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Those are pushed through pretty quickly. And they're tightly controlled as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
All I got to say is damn. Now, to that point, now let's, even for your big five as they exist today, but now add in this potentiality of this basically privatized blockchain. And same here in the US, think about the risk factors that group poses, because again, just because it's a blockchain doesn't make it secure. It's going to be a centralized permission blockchain. It isn't going to be a decentralized group of nodes. And if it is decentralized to what? For you guys, to 5? And here it's, but you're laughing, but here it's pretty much the same thing.
It's true.
But it's pretty much the same thing here, because they're talking 3 major banks currently doing it. So that to me is not decentralized. So think of the honeypot for hackers. Think of the point of failure for, just power outages, system
attack the grid. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, oh my God. The entire system literally goes down instantaneously. I don't know.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of money, but you could just print it too, right? It's just a couple of zeros that you're adding onto the balance sheet. No big deal. We've been doing it over and over again anyways. What's a few $100 million?
Facts. And again, this to me just smacks of, because you remember 2008, right? Everything was too big to fail.
Right.
And this is too big to fail times 1,000. In my opinion.
Yeah, the bubble just keeps getting bigger. 100%.
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
I don't know. My humble opinion, I guess. I want to just bring up Andy's comment here. I've started a lot of comments, by the way, guys. I know some people asked a couple of questions. I'm kind of holding them off because they're not really about what we're talking about now, but we'll get to them before we clear out of here.
This is a really good point.
This is a great point, Andy.
Yeah.
Great point. Now, let me ask, Jar, from the Canadian side of the house here.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of this movement in Canada?
So yeah, we're trying. The options are limited. Again, the options are limited here. So my kids, very very young. I started them off with bank accounts using, the cartel that we have right now. But there are the thing is, okay, so there are third party solutions, smaller neobank solutions, but they're still child companies of the big five. So to find something truly independent, that's really hard to find. There are a couple of them, and I think they're out of Quebec, that I've been playing around with my business and just opening up business accounts and just testing them out. Low fees, they actually give you interest on your savings and all these other features, right, that you're looking for, that used to exist, that don't all exist. But I hear a lot in the US about Venmo and everything else that they're using as an alternative payment method. And I can see that accelerating as you're seeing what's happening with the bacon industry. But in terms of options, we don't really have too many of them.
All right. And even here, though, I mean, and she's right. And I love the fact that Andy highlights kids under 25. And honestly, if you were to ask me, I think that age might be slightly even higher, maybe up to like 30 or something like that. But yeah, they aren't going to have, well, again, show my age here. I remember when my grandparents brought me in to open up my first bank account.
Yeah.
My first savings account. I had the little passbook. You went in there and heard the while it was printing
dot
the
matrix printer.
I put in there, whatever it was. That obviously is already the way of the dinosaur, but the whole idea of what we know, you and I and everybody who's probably listening to this know as the traditional banking system. The younger generation, that ain't the case at all. And hey, Trade Intuition just slid in here. Appreciate
Joe
you smashing that like button. Appreciate you. Listen, I just shout it out now while I see Joe here. It reminds me, hold on, I better get the correct date, otherwise I'm going to be talking out my butt. The 22nd of June on Hot on the Line, Joe's going to be live with us, so make sure you're watching for that. Appreciate you being here, though, Joe. Thank you, man. I think we've kind of, well, you know what? I should look to see if any of Andy's, Andy types amazing amounts of stuff, so I got to go back. I've highlighted a lot of them, and I just want to make sure nothing else. Jar, is there anything else with regard to this that you think we need to bring up?
No, I think we've hit all the key parts. It's basically a nightmare waiting to happen. It's already in development, and we'll see it soon.
What they're saying is they're using public blockchain and creating a private site. Well, you're correct, I think, in that. Hence the I'm not sure what you're talking. I think you're talking about JPMorgan, not the regional banks, which are using the Providian.
Right.
And I mean, these blockchains can do that, by the way, for those who don't know. Just because a blockchain is open source doesn't mean everything on it has to be open source. The bottom line is, I don't care. The average Joe Q public, even if you have an account with them, is not going to be seen by you in that regard. Like, you're not going to go like you do on Bitcoin and go and, boom, see all the transactions on Bitcoin. That's not happening. That is not going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's what you need the privacy for.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so that's for more stuff. Andy's ahead of us. She's two articles ahead of us here at this point with some of her comments. I love Andy. Anyway, so all right. I think I would love to hear what you think. And if you're watching this on the replay, shoot your comments. Put your thoughts in the comments and let us know. Let us know what you think. And if you're enjoying this, you know the drill. Smash up that like button. Smack it up. Share this thing out. We're trying to grow this network here, the Matrix Money Podcast, and our own channel. So we appreciate all of your assistance with that. But I think it's time for us to move on. Jar, what do you think?
Yep. So the next one that we're going to take a look at, Now, this is kind of a big deal, at least the way it went down. Zcash loses over $5 billion after AI finds a 4-year-old. It's a 4-year-old bug. So AI found a bug that nobody knew about. And basically this bug was allowing the user, if you could figure this out, how to undetectably essentially create Zcash tokens, printing fake money, hidden money that no one would ever know about. So it's a pretty big deal. And this is one of the useful things that you can use with AI is just go through code and look for little loopholes and everything else like that. I actually want to pull up, just give me a moment here, because I'm going to check out the chart and see if it even came close to recovering. I'm not sure that it did.
No, I don't think it's all the way back up, but I think it had bounced, although I haven't checked it today. You're right, Jar. This is a big deal, man. I mean, think about that. Had the ability for 4 years to create counterfeit Zcash. That's insane. Just to even think that that's out there like that in the proverbial wild.
There we go. So it's not exactly back yet, but it is recovering. Here's a chart. So this is a 1-month chart. So you can basically see exactly when this exploit took place, at least when it was discovered. It came crashing all the way down as low as 300, 50% decline. That's huge. That's an enormous hit. But it's coming back slowly, and it's working its way almost to about 450 right now. 436.17 is what we're sitting at.
Yes, and in fairness, I think since I created this stream, because again, this stream was supposed to air on Tuesday, but since then, I'm pretty sure that they've put out their plan with regard to the recovery here, and all they're moving forward to take care of this issue. I already forgot the name. Andy will probably pick me up in the chat there. It's Iron something.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot the name of that as well.
So again, links in the description, but go ahead and check that out. But this could have been as bad as it was, losing basically 50%, right? It could have been a lot worse. I mean, my goodness, the potential problem that this could have caused for Zcash. And what do you think? I mean, like, even for privacy coins in general, Jar.
Yeah. And it's worth noting that it was actually the privacy protocol that's layered on top of it, not exactly the underlying, right? So it's called Orchid. It's a shielded tool that lies on top of it. So for 2 months.
And Andy picking us up as always. There you go. I mean, seriously though, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for that, by the way. And geez Louise. And again, last week, Jar, we were talking about the double-edged sword nature of AI, right?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about hacks, so we were focusing a lot on.
Did we build this?
Yeah. Now, this was a good reason, I guess, in a sense, right? It was Claude that was involved here and used for good. Used for good, not evil. With great power comes great responsibility. Yay. But I mean, it just shows that 1, AI is going to be a game changer, and 2, it really does depend on who is running the AI.
This is a big heads up. It's a horrible thing that happened in terms of price action for Zcash, but it's a massive heads up to everybody else in the blockchain space of actually using these tools. Use them now. Try to look for bugs, look for holes, back doors, any type of layering assets that you have on top of it. And I don't know, run a campaign. Actually, I don't think you'd want to do this publicly.
Well, probably not,
process, right? But but I mean, it's
not. And for those who are curious about a little more information, Andy's comment right here. There you go. Got to choose it, which makes sense, I guess. But do you really think that? And I'm not just sticking to privacy coins here.
It's definitely not privacy coins. It's going to be.
Well, no. What I was going to ask was, do you really think that other cryptos are going to do this? Other blockchains are going to actually use AI to start looking for these things?
I think it's already happening. I think it's already accessible, and a lot of chains are using them. Um, I'm a little bit zoned into Solana right now, but I know there's quite a few developers on that side that are using these tools for this specific reason itself. And it's a great tool, a great white hat tool to just find and poke around. Will all chains use it? No, and I think that's a problem. I think especially if you're in the development phase, we're in a bear market right now. This is the best time to test everything if you're looking for a time to do it and develop on those errors and hopefully patch it up before we hit to the next level of whatever's coming out. We heard that Mythos was released, at least a tamed version of Mythos was released. So we don't know the capabilities of the next versions of these AIs as they're coming out. Maybe next month, right? It could be a couple months more, but they're getting profound.
I was going to say AI is advancing like that.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch. As a nerd, I love seeing the growth, but as a parent, I'm scared shitless of what's happening with it as well.
Yep. I love that you call yourself a nerd. I don't see you that way. I know, you're into all of this stuff there, but yes, there, well put. Well put. Now, one of the other things, Jar, for the sense of conversation with regard to this AI, blockchain, checking backdoors, bugs, etc. What do you think about, like, a lot of these last hacks have been bridges? What do you think? Are they going to start using this for these bridge protocols or what?
They're going to definitely need to. So how often are you using bridges? Because I am using it on a case-by-case scenario. I'm actually I don't like using centralized exchanges, but while we're going through this phase, I will use them to move a coin into another coin, just to sell it off and buy another one, because of all these exploits that are happening. It's getting me nervous, connecting my wallets to them. But that's like my paranoia that's kicking in on full blast. What about yourself?
I'm very hopeful that these bridge protocols will actually use the tools to their advantage to do this. Unfortunately, I think some of them are going to be, what's the word I want, arrogant, and wait and think that they've got this covered. There's been no exploits so far, yada yada. And I think we're still going to see more, unfortunately, but I'm very hopeful that they will use it. And Tony sliding in here, welcome, appreciate you being here. Zback, there you go. I don't know, I'm hopeful, Jar. I guess that's the best way to actually.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're hopeful. I'm terrified, but I'm glad you're hopeful.
Well,
at least one of us is. I
try to be very hopeful and positive with regard to AI. Can it be scary? Hell to the yeah. And I'm with you, like, thinking about it from my grandchildren's perspective, because some of my grandchildren are your kids' age. So I get it. I do. And but and here's the other piece. I know we're gonna get a little derailed right now, but, like, in my opinion, what they're doing right now in the school systems is not training these kids to be able to function in this AI society that's obviously coming. I mean, I'm assuming Canada's school systems are similar to ours.
100%.
So, are you seeing that?
They're definitely not encouraging it. So I know in the elementary schools, they're slowly integrating them, and I can see them doing it cautiously for a good reason. You don't want to let this run wild in the classroom without actually knowing its capabilities. There's a lot of fundamental problems, like just basic personal finance is not being taught. But anyways, you can leave that one alone. When it comes to AI, the integration in elementary schools are there. The secondary schools, I think they're pushing back on it, and definitely the universities are. I have some nieces and nephews that have gone through the whole phase where when it comes to showing your work and showing your reports, you're getting reprimanded for actually using the tool for what it's meant to be used, at least right now and going forward, versus the opposite. So I think playing catch up is going to be a big problem.
I agree with you. And listen, hey, I'm all good with guardrails for, especially post education, you know what I'm saying? Because like I get it. What good, how do you learn anything if the AI is doing all the work? I understand.
Right.
So having some guardrails with regard to that, okay, I'm okay with that. But to like completely say no, AI bad, I think is doing a disservice to any student in any age in any educational institution, because they need to be able to function within a society that is going to eat at the very least, Jar, in my opinion, be augmented by AI and AI robots. Think about that. We've seen it, Jar. We've watched the videos with these robots and so on and so on. It is going to be a part of our everyday society, probably in the not too distant future. I'd like to say by the time I croak, but who knows? Maybe before then.
Could be next month.
But yeah, I mean, definitely within my grandkids' lifetime, your children's lifetime, right?
Like capitalism is great and it drives growth, but there's problems that are always left unresolved. If we take a look at social media, we still haven't figured that out. And that's a major problem for youth.
Thank you.
Now you're going to compound that with AI, and that's just adding to the problem. Like there's just a lot of steps to be taken here. And I have no idea what direction we're going to be going in.
And Andy brings up the point of having kids being able to think critically. I think we've lost that period in our school system at this point. I really do. I'm sorry, and society for that matter. But that's kind of the point, though, I was trying to get at. So thank you for being much more articulate than I, Andy. But no, I'm kidding.
Critical thinking's huge. You definitely
it's a lost skill, Jar.
Yeah, it starts at home. That's the way I see it. You got everyday scenarios.
And yes, exactly. Schools, nobody can ignore it. It is going to be a part of the fabric of our society, assuming, we don't all go Terminator and get blowed up or whatever. It's like, it's going to be a part of everyday living. People are going to need to know how to. Yeah.
You know what my kids are talking about because they know about Neuralink? It's like, why even learn it when we could probably just download this into our brains in a few months? You know what I mean? Like with progression already happening.
Really?
Why do? Oh yeah, that's the talk right now. I mean, like, just
my God,
just download the information. I don't know if that's actually going to be the way things will go down, but they're coming up with excuses like that.
Oh my God, Jar, you're just like, wow, you floored me right there. Get out of here, man. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Oh my God!
Like real Matrix is around the corner.
Yeah, seriously.
Downloading.
oh, wow! That's all I got for that. Wow, you just like floored me right there. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Holy crap! And back to the bridges thing. Andy did have a comment on that, saying bridges seem typically point of failure. Yeah, scared of them, and I get it. And again, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to think positive about AI being used. I'm hoping these bridges utilize the tools at the disposal to be able to at least try to.
Yeah, but this is where I like the option to go the centralized route, is because if you're not 100% sure about the decentralized route, you have the option to switch over and use an exchange, like for that purpose. Like the reason I'm using it right now is just because I'm not sure about connecting my wallets to any of these DeFi bridges.
Listen, they each have their potential issues, right? Centralized exchanges, it's all about the KYC and then tracking the crap out of you, and taxing you and all that other good stuff, right? And versus the decentralized exchanges where, you run the risk of having a protocol bug or a bridge hack or whatever. But again, I look at it this way. Jar, you've heard me say it on this series on Matrix Money many a times. When you use a centralized exchange, you use it like a public restroom. You go in, you do your business, and you get it the hell out, right? And I look at even DeFi exchanges the same way. Unless you're doing something like yield farming or providing liquidity or something along those lines. Do what you got to do, get what you got to get, swap what you got to swap, and get it back into self-custody, right? I don't know. Am I missing something here,
No,
John?
you're not at all.
Too crazy.
Once it leaves your custody or it's connected to something else that you're not 100% sure of, it's time to make a public restroom break and just in and out of there.
Yep. And again, so you're taking in my opinion, you're taking a risk either way. You're risking them tracking you, trying to, dealing with whatever, versus the potentiality of, while you're creating your transaction on the decentralized exchange, getting caught up in a vulnerability somewhere.
Right. But then you have the comfort of a centralized exchange that knows everything about you and will take custody of
Okay, I don't want the centralized exchange coddling me and tucking me in at night, because it's going to be like, here, take that. But anyway,
here in Canada, we're slowly being groomed for that. So.
Oh, are you? Yeah. Jar's going to tell me like he did last week. Yeah, we're friendly here in Canada. Okay, listen, Oh my goodness. Anyway, we should probably we're 45 minutes in here. Thank you everybody for your interaction. And again, I know we got some questions, comments, etc. We'll get to those, but we really need to get to this last piece here.
Yep. So
I know you gotta laugh. You just gotta laugh.
My good friend of the show, Sam Bankman-Fried, is formally asking Trump for clemency, basically to be excused for everything he did, this multi-billion-dollar fraud conviction. He's in jail right now for 25 years because of it. FTX, the major collapse that took place. The timing is very interesting to see what's happening right now. He feels like he missed out on the AI boom. And
I couldn't believe
do you feel sorry for him?
Was the reason. I couldn't believe he actually listed that as a reason. Oh my God.
I could have made more money scamming people.
Right. I could have robbed more people with AI.
Could have pivoted to AI and yeah.
Seriously. That's somebody, how we were just saying double-edged sword, Jar?
Yeah. This is the other
end of that sword. Yeah. He's the wrong end of that sword.
Right.
Oh God. I mean,
so he's currently serving 25 years with Diddy and I guess it was Epstein and whoever else is in that jail. There's one popular jail in New York where we're all being housed right now. I don't want to know what's happening over there. But the master manipulator is asking for an excuse or to be excused from Mr. How many years has he served so far? It's been at least 3 or 4 now, right?
Yeah, I didn't look that up, but I know it's been a couple of years at this point. Yeah. I did you see his kind of like no harm, no foul defense of why he thinks he should get the pardon?
Oh, okay. Yes. I did read a little bit about that. And basically nobody got hurt. That sort of scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're getting their money back at this point. So nobody really got hurt. So like, why am I even here?
Yeah, they're being made whole now, 5 years later. Yeah. I mean, people lost their homes and everything else, but no, nobody got hurt.
Now, Jar, tell everybody, because SBF had some influence on you even.
Oh, yeah. So the only reason why I'm in Solana till this day is because the horrible mistake I made back in 2021, listening to SBF talking about the mechanisms and the flow and the investments behind Solana, the blockchain. He convinced me at the time, and I had invested a fairly large chunk of money at the peak. I think my average buy-in price was 186. We're sitting at, what are we sitting at? Let me just pull this up for fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wounds are still fresh. It's been about 5 years.
I was gonna say it's been a while, Jar, but the wounds are still fresh, I'm sure.
Man. I could have cashed out in the recent bump that we had, but I did not. We're currently sitting at $66.91.
Oh, I mean, again, the whole market's down in the tank right now, obviously, but
yeah.
And CM, yeah, there you go. You think he's getting AI in prison? Well, maybe. Welcome, by the way. But he might be. He's not in like Supermax. He's in one of these country club prisons, right? So
is that what's going on?
Well, he said he was making the comment. I think he's getting AI in prison, and I don't think that's I'm going to go with AI, not the AI he's probably referring to right there. Anyway, and there you go. Back to your Diddy comment. There you go.
Get that baby oil out. You don't know what's going on. Diddy's got some new moves to show SBF.
Oh, man. Hey, the one other piece that I thought was flippin' hilarious in his thing was he kind of compared himself to like Elon.
I saw that. How the?
I mean, come on now. I please.
All the innovation that he's released.
Wait, where's this picture? Let me bring that back up. Yeah. Does that look like Elon? Now I know Elon looks like an alien. I mean, but come on now. I mean, please. This guy looks like he walked around with his finger perpetually in an electric socket every freaking day.
I just, a little bit of an Einstein look. I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit closer. Definitely not Elon though.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And now you're talking about a guy who literally was one of the largest campaign donors, mostly to the Democratic Party, by the way, which, whatever, I'm not trying to get political. Yes. So you want to bash me, go ahead. I don't give a crap. Anyway, I've still got articles about this on my website, CryptoCoinMindSet.com. Go ahead and check those out. But where he was basically trying to buy influence in Congress, trying to buy influence in the presidential, so the White House rather, and trying to be the guy who was the influence to help dictate what was going to happen with regard to regulation in the crypto space. And had FTX not collapsed, he might have had it.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, please.
He had everyone
so many pictures and videos of him kissing senators and congressmen. All he needed to do was, never mind. Anyway, you know, yeah. Oh, wait.
He bought both sides of the bridge.
Andy again for the win there. FCI in Los Angeles. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. The bottom line is this guy is as crooked as the day is long. I'm glad he missed the AI boom. No, he's not like Elon Musk. And my personal opinion is, no, Trump isn't going to pardon him. I'm going to go check out what I got for poll answers right now to see what you guys have voted on. So if you haven't, hurry up, hit that poll. It's for those who might be watching on Odyssey, I'm sorry. There's no poll there, and on Patreon, no poll there. I'm sorry. But if you're on YouTube, go ahead and get that last second on the poll. Let's see what I got here in the poll there. I'm going to go count this up, Jar. Do you got a poll on your website too?
I see if I do. Let me see. I know you set it up. Let's see if I can find it.
Actually, I couldn't get on your website, so if you didn't do it.
I didn't. Nope. It's not there.
Okay. All right. I'm going right now, believe it or not, I've gone through all the polls on Matrix Money, on the Matrix Money channel. It's a tie right now. I know. And now I'm going to go to my channel, and she's voting for commutation. Oh my God. They did transfer. That's true. They did. Yeah, it's got to be close to mommy. Yeah.
That's nice.
He's Elon. I'm sorry. Get me going. Here we go. Get me going. Let's see. And no vote on that one. So that poll's done. One more poll to check. And
tiebreaker.
No, it is a 50-50 tie.
Man. Come on, guys. Come on. Really?
Wow. I am shocked. I'm not going to lie. I'm shocked.
You know, anything could happen, though, right? So,
listen, well, that's true. I mean, Trump did launch his coin on Solana, and, you know, SBF was all about Solana, and, you know, you just explained what happened. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. You never know. Oh, my God. I hope not. That would be, what a kick in the nuts that would be to somebody like Ross, who got, like, how many years in prison and had to wait
that's
to get a pardon. I mean, come on now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go through some of these comments, Jar, if you're good with that.
Yep.
And then we'll wrap this up. Yeah, back on the commutation thing. There you go. And let's see. God save Monero. Yeah, you know, I don't know. What do you think about I'm interested. What do you guys think? Put it in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, in the comments, what do you think about AI versus Monero? Jar, what do you think about that?
I don't have anything to think about that. Like, it's when it comes to Monero, it's living on its own right now, which is quite remarkable considering everything that's happened to this blockchain from the very start. It survives. Will it integrate it? For sure. I think at some point it's going to have to.
Well, I'm worried more that, it won't survive because of the way it is. It's only CPU mineable.
Yeah. CPU mineable right now.
Yeah, no, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it isn't going to get like a quantum upgrade like everything else.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a fork to make sure it's quantum resistant, AI, whatever, going forward.
Okay, fair enough. And then let's see what else we got here.
What do I think about the Seeker? I can quickly say that I put out a post earlier today, just showing the current price. It's dropped over 25% in the last week, and I got if you read through the comments, you can see where the sentiment is right now, and it's not really positive. And I'm asking that question specifically because I'm actually starting to fall negative on it with the progress and the length of these seasons and everything else that's going on with the blockchain itself and the phones. The dApps that are being released inside the secret dApp store seems very spammy right now. Cheap clones.
Really?
Yeah, it's the innovation is lacking. So I don't know. It's what's Seeker? Seeker's a phone. It's the Solana Seeker phone. It was really the only positive thing going on in crypto for like the last 6 months to a year.
Fact.
That's why I was following it so closely. And it was doing really well. I think people are starting to get disgruntled just because the season 2 of running through the chores that you have to do in order to get rewarded with an airdrop has been, well, if you're comparing it to previous seasons, it looks like it's been extended. There's never been an announcement, so nothing's been officially announced of when these seasons start and end. And the actual supply that's going to be available for the airdrop is quite limited compared to the first one. People just want it over and come up with a new mechanism of earning with the phone if you're going to be earning with the phone. And whatever that new phase is, the next phase, people are basically calling for it now. That's kind of the gist of it.
And you're really kind of turning sour milk on it at this point?
I was never a fan. Okay, so I wasn't a complete fanboy. I was enjoying the time because it was really something positive that was happening. And it seemed somewhat innovative of what they were trying to do. If you compare it to other blockchains and the utility of those ones, they're always pivoting and trying something new. We're hitting a wall right now with that project. That's the way I see it. And
anything you want to... She's saying phones automatically make them centralized. She's referring obviously to the apps on phones.
Yeah, so they call it a decentralized app store. Yeah, I don't know how centralized it actually is, but it definitely would have to be in some aspects, right? They're guarding everything that's going in and out of there, so there has to be a governance that goes along with it.
Yeah, the walled garden we were talking about at the beginning with the banks is kind of what you got here.
Absolutely.
Yep. And Andy's this was comment from way back, I think during our first article. She thinks QRs will replace the plastic physical cards. What do we think?
We're almost there.
Seriously, you're starting to see QRs codes popping up everywhere for everything. So yeah, I can see it from my house, as they say. Right? As a matter of fact, there you go. There's a QR code. If you're not already following us on X, boom, there it is. Boom, there it is, right there. So I don't know, Jar. What do you think about this?
Okay, so I definitely see some positives. We are rolling down that path. People are starting to get more comfortable with QR codes. That integration with QR codes in current banking systems and blockchain is just really a transition. it would be a seamless transition to get people over to the blockchain if they're already comfortable with this. And if you look at the younger generation that we're talking about, everything is basically QR based.
Oh yeah.
So it would just naturally grow into that direction.
Makes sense. And she's saying she's going to do a deep dive for you on that whole centralization.
Okay. I'm waiting for it. So you're sure that Andy is not AI, right? This is a real person.
Andy, he really does. He thinks you're part AI or something because you're just like dropping knowledge. Guys, for those who don't know, love Andy. She's very popular and busy in our crypto community, across a lot of crypto communities. And boy, we could get off a stream, and then the next thing you know, there's like 10 pieces of information waiting for us in email or, in messages. It's just crazy.
Broad depth of knowledge.
Yeah. How easy is it to hack
QR codes? Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't even know.
Like just the fact that you just need to display a QR code, not knowing what the QR code is, and you're just going to go ahead and scan it ahead of time. There's no real authentication that goes through that process until you're basically launching whatever it is right on your device, right? So it could be redirected. You'd have to really trust the QR codes. I'm sure there's tons of exploits that go along with it. I've never dug into it.
Well, it's funny because Bedell talked about one on Crypto on the Rocks when he went to BTC Nashville, whatever, that was a few years ago now. And it wasn't an actual exploit that he was aware of, but he thought there was the potential for it because somebody basically created a QR code and put it up all over the place and was trying to direct people to something for the BTC conference, for the Bitcoin conference. And think about the potential for hackage right there.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know where those QR codes came from, and
you don't know where it's pointing. Like you're looking at a literal code of blocks, and like that's it, black and white blocks. You have no idea what that is. So I'm not a drug dealer, but I have two phones. I'm always using two phones because, like, for that reason, my crypto phone is my whatever phone. I don't trust it, so I'm going to go ahead and try things out like that. But my primary phone is not touching things like this at all, just for that reason.
Okay. Yeah. And back to our buddy SBF. You don't think he'll publicly pardon him, but then again, I never thought he'd create his own. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, fact. And listen, CMH3 Studio, you are correct. Definitely. And part of why we're here, man. Part of why we're here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing this. I really do. I love talking about this stuff. But that's why I deep dive into a lot of this stuff on some of my premieres and stuff like that, just to get as much information. People don't even understand the system they're currently living in, man. Never mind crypto, right? So yeah, there is definitely a disconnect with the education.
I've been in crypto for 5 years and I still don't know what's going on in crypto half the time. It's evolving so quickly. Like you have to constantly you really have to really niche down into certain topics just to, really understand that one small area before you branch out into another.
No, that's a fact. And that's the thing. You can't, nobody in crypto, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not AI, so with the exception of maybe Andy, I don't know. It can't be an expert on everything. Yeah, I mean, you just can't. There's just too much, like Jar said, happening just too often. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't learn stuff, can't increase your knowledge. And I like to think I have a good broad knowledge on things and can speak and hold a conversation with people. But, if you're looking to be using me to code a bridge, yeah, that's getting hacked tomorrow. I'm just saying. It just, yeah.
Use Mythos.
But what I love about it is never ending knowledge. Yes, exactly.
There's always something out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Listen, everybody, thank you for all the comments, questions. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Jar, what do you got going on? We'll wrap this thing up and get out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to prepare for next week, Wednesday. I didn't do my stream this week because I was sick. But next week, Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a follow-up basically on what we just talked about with what's going on in the Seeker ecosystem. I have unstaked some of my Seeker tokens. I sold a little bit about it. I'm going to talk about that as well, just because I'm not really sure what the future holds. There's quite a few hurdles ahead along with that. I'm also going to start installing some DPIN hardware that's been laying around for a while. So I'm going to be putting out some content based on some of those projects that I'm going to start getting into. And that's it on my side. Yeah, CCM, what do you got going on this week?
Yeah, we definitely.
Even though we're Thursday right now, we usually talk about it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Well, pretty much the week is over, right? Okay, I'm going home. No, yeah. I am home. Listen, tomorrow night, you know the drill, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Crypto on the Rocks. Basically, we're going to be talking hobbies. I really didn't have any major crypto stuff I wanted to talk about, but it seems like Crypto on the Rocks, it always ends up on everything but crypto, which, hey, that's what that's for. You know what I mean? That's the gist of the stream, right? But, I mean, all those guys all have some kind of hobbies, whether it's cooking, whether it's trading, whether it's solar panels or help me, the other thing that Shuby does there, laser printers. And
I was just about to say, he makes amazing hats.
Yeah, he's the man. Love Shuby.
Shuby's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Shuby. But that's what we're going to talk about this week as part of the conversation, and of course have a drink or two or 10, and go on from there. Listen, don't forget, this coming Monday night, we got JR on Hot on the Line at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Jar and I will be back next Tuesday. I have to think about that. I don't even know why. As we're streaming to our 100th episode on August 4th. So, man, mark your calendars for that. We're still putting the details together for that, but I think there's going to be some giveaways, or at least that's what Jar was telling me he's planning. You know, so we'll see about that.
There's definitely going to be some giveaways.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. So appreciate everybody being here, Jar. What do you think? I say we get the heck out of here.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, exactly. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later.